Oh, hello and welcome. It's every night day, they be crazy over this, y'all come on this way. Hello. Welcome back to the Serafina Day channel. Today we are watching Love is Blind, Season 1, Episode 1. This is the official watch party. We're a little late to the game. I know, I'm a little late to the game because the season came out, what, like 2 weeks ago? But I don't care. I want to watch it. I want to talk about it. And hopefully someone will listen and join in. I'm here to interact. I'm here to chat about your thoughts, my thoughts. So let's go. Um, Now, this is a watch party, so that means that I'm not going to be sharing my screen while I watch it. You can watch on your device. I'll be watching on my device. We've got the time here, timestamp in the lower right hand corner of the screen. This is part two. So I did do the watch party last night, and now this morning I'm doing it again because I want to keep watching. And so the timestamp will tell you where I am once I have paused. I will update it every once in a while. I'll also talk about where I am, and hopefully that will be enough to keep us in sync. By the way, hello, welcome. I am Serafina Day. I am a mental health VTuber, and I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do on this channel. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I'd initially thought about reading Reddit and Quora and so on, and discussing those things, and those, any posts about narcissism, toxicity. I'm game to go and read them and talk about them. But it occurred to me I don't really read much. Like, it's occurring to me right now in this moment. I don't really read. So that could be um a little, like, not as easy for me as watching a TV show. And as I'm sure you already know, as I'm sure the whole world by now knows, Love is Blind is full of toxicity. And it's just because of the cast of characters that we have, and because of how things are shot and what's left out and what's put in and how things are portrayed and the questions they're asked. There are so many factors that determine how these characters come across to us, the viewer. And you'll hear me use the word character. I'll be using names: Amber, Jason, Brad, whatever. I'll be using names, of course, but when I talk about them, I'm talking about them as characters because I don't know these people. I can't diagnose anyone with anything. Even if I straight up think that someone is a narcissist and I say it, I'm talking about their character. I'm not trying to defame anyone. I don't know them. And like I said, things are left out. Things are, left out of the conversation, left out. The cameras aren't on them 24/7. And even if they are, we wouldn't see every single thing the camera picks up, because who has time to watch somebody 24/7? There's no way to really know someone. So I'm just chatting. I'm just lending my opinion. And like I said, I can't diagnose anyone. I don't know these people. I'm just chatting. This is just for entertainment purposes. So, um, long story short, let's get started with this watch party. Episode 1, part 2. Now, I am a chatter. And I love that about myself. Because you know why? That means I can make some really interesting YouTube videos, and I love it. And you know what else? As someone who's still really new to VTubing, and still really new to YouTubing and all that good stuff, social media stuff, I love having a drink and some food with me. Right now, I've got water. I'm not fancy, y'all. I'm not fancy. Trying to shake my avatar's head. I'm not fancy. Okay, Serafina Day is not fancy in this house. I just, just water, and then I've made some oatmeal, and I've got it sitting there, kind of steeping and ready, getting ready for me. Put a little chia seeds in that, little chia seed, little protein action. Good for the hair, girls. It's good for the hair. Oh, girls and boys. So, as you can already see, I like to chat. We're like 5 minutes into the stream, and we have not started watching the show yet. But before we start watching the show, there's something that I want to show you. It's on the Netflix student site. This is something that I don't like to see. Of course, let me show it. Let me show it, and then I'll talk about it. I just, huh, dude. I just. Oh, this is the wrong one. Oh, oh, this has the chat. Oh, okay. Oh, I've got to make another one with no chat because ain't nobody here right now. But that's okay. One day, someone's gonna come and talk to me. They'll talk to me. Whoa, one day. Okay, so this is something that I don't like to see. You can see all the guys are just there. One's kind of pointing. They're able to just kind of pose, look off to the side and whatnot. What do the women have to do? They have to stand facing the men and turn towards the camera, which means we're seeing their behinds. And so what I'm talking about is the sexualization of women. Of course, the women look beautiful. Women are beautiful, and I can understand why people want to see that. Women are beautiful. We have beautiful forms. We have beautiful bodies. But dude, I don't like that. And you know what? I was talking in part one about how like I'm drawn to Love Is Blind. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Oh, okay. Anyways, could you imagine? Okay, you don't know me yet, but if you could imagine me, if you knew me, you would know how hilarious it would be for me to try to go on that show. It would be all kinds of wrong. It would be all kinds of wrong. I love shaking my avatar's head. Boop, boop, boop. Um, it just wouldn't work. But if I did go on the show, I would fight with the producers. I would fight with everyone there with all my power to be able to wear baggy clothes because I don't want my body shown off to the whole world. And I'm talking, and I'm not seeing myself in my current shape, which is, out of shape. I mean, that's how I would classify myself. I would classify myself as extremely out of shape. And that's fine. I've been in shape-ish. I've been out of shape. I've gone through the spectrum over and over again over the years. So when I imagine myself on the show, I actually imagine myself as someone who's in shape, probably doing yoga, meditation. Like I have like had this whole show play out in my mind with me on this show, and I am just like this Zen woman who is highly empathic and who just is just chill. I'm not interested in fighting with the women. You want that man? Hey, if he wants you and you want him, go for it, man. Find love. I mean, there's love for all of us. We don't have to fight. If he's saying he likes me too, okay. Well, I feel like I'm interested in him. I feel like maybe I like him. Maybe I even feel like I'm falling in love with him. I'd like to continue the conversation. If he makes a decision about us, cool. If I've got a decision to make, I'll make it in my time. You're not going to pressure me because it goes too fast anyways. So, like, I just see myself being totally chill, totally zen, and just probably keeping to myself because there's so much toxicity. I'd probably be the one with the yoga mat in that main area where the women stay. Before they couple up, before they do reveals in the pods, they're all like in this big living area all the time with like kind of the kitchen's always off to the side and the couches. I'd have my yoga mat. I'd be doing some stretches. I'd be meditating off to the side by myself. I would be journaling like crazy. Okay, so I can't even. Okay, let me get this show off the screen. I've got too much to say. I'm not going to say too much because that's negative. I've got so much to say. Let's go. Let's be positive in this house. So, what I've tips that I've heard. This came through. I love Charlotte Dobre. So watch her show all the time. Watch her channel, YouTube. Check her out if you don't know her. Hilarious, awesome. She's great. So one tip that I learned through her, thanks to somebody's TikTok post, is that so they were going to therapy. This is a woman who was going to therapy, and her therapist said, I think oh yes, her therapist said, whatever when you go on a date, when you interact with someone, um, I, you know, think about it. Think about how things went. Don't just be, how you can come out of an interaction just like feel all the feels and fuzzy, or feel bad, or feel whatever. So if you come out of a date, don't just like go with your feelings. Oh, I feel like this. I feel good after this day. I just feel good, and I won't like put some thought into it. Don't just go with the feels, because what gave you those feels? So I'm not explaining it correctly, but let's keep trying. Round three. After you interact with someone on a date, take some time to think about why you thought the conversation went so well, or why you felt so good, or why, like, where did those feelings come from? Where did even the thoughts that you have about how things went come from? And this woman thought back. She was talking to a therapist and saying, "Oh my gosh, the conversation was sparkling. Everything was so fantastic. Like I had the best time." And so her therapist told her to think about it. And when she thought about it, she realized that every interesting topic, every interesting thing that was said, every interesting like part of the part like point of the conversation came from her. He didn't add anything. She was the sparkling thing in the conversation. And she found, in her opinion, the man she was talking to didn't add anything. He didn't have anything witty to add. He did. She I think the conversation she'd have was like, it was like hilarious, and she thought it was so funny, but it was because she had started all of those things. It wasn't that she had said all the funny things necessarily, but if the conversation went into a funny, or not, the conversation went, if they ended up having a conversation about something, and she enjoyed it, she was the one who had started the conversation. That's what it is. She had started all of it. He hadn't started anything. So in a way, he hadn't really added something to the conversation, not really, which is just so interesting to me. Like, so what was he saying? Was it, maybe it was just, and you know what? Have you ever seen or been in a conversation where you are talking, or someone's talking, and then the other person in the conversation is just agreeing? I've actually been the agreeing person. I've been the person just like, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh, oh my gosh, totally, yeah, yeah, yeah. So I like, in my mind, this woman, who's thinking back on her conversation with the guy, she was just talking about this and saying something funny, saying, and his contribution was, yeah. So going back to Love is Blind and Serafina Day, Love is Blind, what I'm thinking is I would be journaling like crazy. I'd be writing notes like crazy, writing down, trying to, I, I don't know if it's possible, but in the pause, I would try to like write down my feelings, and whatnot. And then also, in between, like after each session, if I'm able to take a break after each session, I don't know. I would imagine they make people like date back to back to back, at least at first, because there are so many people and they've got to get things going, which that would really suck. I'd want a break in between so I could think and drink water and pee. But whenever I got a break, I could see myself just on my bed or on my yoga mat, or maybe on a part of the couch where I can just like turn away from people and just be by myself and turn away from the conversation, because I'm not there to talk to the women. Like what? Okay, let me get into that in a second. Let's put a pin in that thought. Um, I I would just have my journal. Actually, I wouldn't want anyone who could stand behind me and read. I've had that crap happen to me before. Weird guy, church. Anyways, I'm there writing something. He's standing behind me, looking over my shoulder, watching as I'm sitting there writing in, like, I think it was my journal. I think I had foolishly taken my journal out of my house and was writing in it. Anyways, I was young. So, yeah, I would just want to write down what did I think? what were my thoughts, what happened, how did I feel, if there were sparkling parts of the conversation, great things that we talked about, who started that, who came up with the topic, what did he offer, what did I offer, and if he's just like a yes man, like yes, 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 and if he's only agreeing with me and I'm not really finding out anything about him organically without me first saying I do it, and he just says, yeah, me too. Like all of that stuff, I'd want to take my time and really think about it, and really think about, is am I learning anything about this guy, and do I like him, and do I feel like he likes me? Is he treating me like he likes me? Not me guessing if he likes me, but is he showing me through actions, through words and actions that he likes me? Hmm. So that's what I'd wanna that's what I'd wanna do. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'd want to do. And what did I put a pin in? Oh, I was saying how I'd want to be off by myself, not interacting with the women. What is the benefit of interacting with the other women? Yeah, sisters. Why? Like, it'd be nice to have friends, but more than likely you're just gonna have some enemies. And once you get into friendships, you probably there's like territory, and territory is usually a man. So I'll have my territory, and then I'll have the other women who help me defend against. I don't know if I need that. I think I would shy away from trying to connect with the women. I know it's 2 weeks, and well, I'm used to not connecting with people. I'm actually quite socially awkward, so um, I wouldn't want to bother connecting with the women. I would just focus on learning more about the men. If there's a natural connection, if I'm getting some juice, maybe getting some water, and one of the women are there, and we start chatting, and it's a nice conversation, it's pleasant, it's not adversarial, we're not trying to compete with each other. I know I wouldn't try to do that. Hopefully she wouldn't either. Then maybe a friendship could organically spawn. Um, if I'm in my corner doing stretches or yoga and someone wants to join me, I might not turn the person away. Maybe they could join me for like a few minutes, and then go your way and live your own life. I don't know. Don't plaster yourself next to me hoping for a buddy to get absorbed into. I don't need a I don't need a twin on my hip. So yeah, so I think I'd bring something really interesting. So I'd be the baggy clothes wearing. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me tell you more. Let me tell you more about my Love is Blind fantasy folks, friends, amigos, and amigas. So I would wear the baggy clothes, like nice, like hmm, yeah. I think I would want to I would want to ski on nice. So baggy, you see baggy outfits. Sometimes you see stars, and they're wearing like these really baggy pants and a really baggy like sweater or something. But it's probably like top tier fashion brand, blah blah blah. So maybe I would try for something like that, or maybe I would just straight up do like baggy workout clothes. Which, to be honest, when I walk around the house, that's what I wear pretty much all day, every day, anyways. Um, but I would just want to be comfortable. And I can understand why women. Shoot, this is supposed to be a watch party, but I'm still talking. That's all right. I can understand why the women and the men would do any form of dressing up, because it probably, I believe it would put you in the right mindset. We're on a date. But at the same time, these dates are lasting hours. I would just want to be comfortable. I would want to think about it as, yes, I'm meeting someone new. Maybe we just are at someone's house and we're just having a casual chat. Maybe I met them at someone's house. A friend invited me over, so I came casual. They happen to be there and we're chatting. I'd rather think about it that way and still bring politeness and be cordial in my conversations, and potentially flirty, but not really. Because while someone can kind of ignite my sexy side, I I would want to focus on getting to know the person. And in past seasons, I've seen people talk sex, 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 and be like, woof, woof. One guy, the guy, remember the guy with the fake tears? He's like, oh, is it okay if I just like put these tears in my eyes, so that he did that, and then he just let them roll down. And so he didn't need teardrops. He wanted tears rolling down his face as if he's crying. So, because if you wanted drops in your eyes, you put the drops in your eyes, and then you wipe away the extra so that you don't look like you're crying. But he wanted to. Woo! Boy, I wish I had started this channel for that season. Actually, for the first season and beyond. But anyways, we're here now. Can't change the past. Boop, and go. So, um, oh no, I lost my train of thought. So, sometimes I do a kind of. I've got so many thoughts. I've got so much to share. I'm thinking about so many things. So, I know I was talking about why people dress up, and that I would want to stay casual. I forget why I ended up talking about the guy with tears, but I don't really care about that anymore. Let's get back into Serafina Day's Love is Blind fantasy. I should totally, if I could figure it out, guys, I would put on a little. So, like, even right now, I'm wearing my robe. I am very comfortable. Like, I'm not wearing a robe in real life, but I'm wearing something really, really comfortable, not dressy at all. I wouldn't even like walk out the door in what I'm wearing. So I may as well be wearing a robe. And I'm behind a desk and I've got a computer in front of me. So like I've got a window really close to me. It's an actually really similar setup. My bed's right there. So, but if I did connect with someone on the show, oh my gosh, let me tell you, you're not ready for this. What do you think? Comment if you're watching this, because no one's with me right now, and that's fine. If you're watching this YouTube, wherever you're watching this, comment. What do you think Serafina Day would look like if she was about to couple up and get engaged and do one of those open the door on the pods reveals? What do you think I would look like? I'll give you a couple seconds. Blow, 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 blow. Pause, because I'm going to tell you right now. Are you ready? Here we go. If I went onto Love is Blind and was allowed, I would only go if I was allowed. They ain't gonna tell me nothing. To wear, my baggy, possibly also chic, but just baggy, really comfortable clothing. Maybe not even baggy. Maybe straight up like yoga wear, like over, like super oversized t-shirt, so that I'm not like revealing stuff. Just trying to, I'm not trying to put my body out there, to be honest. What do you think I would wear if I was doing a reveal? If I connected with a guy and I wanted, and there was a reveal? Here's what it is. I would be so freaking glammed up. I mean, at least compared to my um, potentially shabby chic look, my extremely comfortable, maybe uh, baggy top brand wear or yoga with oversized t-shirt wear, whatever it is. I would get my hair done. Well, like make sure my hair's done because the whole time I might be. Oh my gosh, I would make a good show. I would go in. I'd probably have like a do rag on my head just to protect my hair. I would look bad. People would be like, "Don't pick her. Don't pick her. She looks like a dude. She looks horrible. Don't pick her, man. Come on, man. Don't pick her. She sounds okay. She sounds all right. She's saying good stuff, but do not pick this one. She's got a do rag on her head." I would totally, totally do that. oh my gosh, I'm like excited. I wish I could go on a show and do that. I would go on the show. I'd wear my do rag. I'd wear my baggy clothes. I'd and depending on how many hours in there, I might need to do some self care. So I might take some oil and like massage my own feet because I, yeah, I know they spend a whole lot of time in there. I might do some. I'd probably do some stretching. You know, move around, maybe walk around the pod, get my body moving. That reminds me of the workout lady from a previous season. She she was a personal trainer, maybe 2 seasons ago. I don't know if it's more than two. Um, she might have been black. I'm not sure. I'm not sure of her race. Gorgeous lady. She was doing some exercises while listening to a sad story being shared by the guy that she was connecting with the most, which was, you know, not great. Like I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. You're telling me something sad. I'm gonna pause. I'm not gonna be trying to like work out at the same time. But I do understand where she was coming from in terms of self care, in terms of needing to keep up her, her thing. But I think she could have waited for at least a few minutes, like let that part of the conversation be completed before you go back into your, your workout thing. So that's just my opinion. She can do her, and I'll do me. Um, but yeah, I would possibly be in a do rag or some protective style. Nothing fancy. I might have some like my hair is my avatar has more hair than I do. But my in my vision, by the time I'm on the show, I have this much hair or more, and because I'm letting it grow, I'm letting the girls grow out. Every hair on my head is a girl, so I'm letting the girls grow. And but I would have it probably in a protected style. I am black. That's why my avatar is black. So I'd have my hair in a protective style, maybe maybe some kind of wrap on my head, maybe a do rag. I might be looking like a dude. I probably wouldn't put on any makeup because I don't wear I don't wear makeup. But if I were going on the show, I would have to quickly learn how to put it on because it's been years since I wore it consistently. So I want to know how to, as they say, beat my face, but with like a very light hand and to give me a natural look that just kind of smooths things out without making me look like a very different person, so that when the makeup comes off, he still recognizes me. um, and yeah, and I would probably put on. I would really, because I'd want to show the world that I would want to show the world that I'm not just this always potentially shabby looking person. And I wouldn't be surprised if I was doing yoga, or just stretching, not necessarily yoga, and like meditating or just journaling a lot and keeping to myself. But they would probably make me look like a new age something something, which at least at this time I'm not. They would probably make it look like I am just because they have to decide what you are and how they can present you. And that's why, like I've said before, I'm going to talk about these people like they're characters. Mm, I've got to drink this water. Ooh. So, wow, this watch party has turned into me just talking. And I can't stay online for much longer. So I think I'm gonna finish this thought and then we're gonna keep going. So I'd go from shabby in the pods while dating, not shabby, but like super casual, incredible, like insanely comfortable. I mean, like if I could have pillows under my feet, I just want to be really, really comfortable. and thinking about self-care and lotioning my, feet if I have to, massaging my feet to keep them comfortable, or, things like that. And, I might even be someone who encourages the guy, because the guys are there, and it can be hard to just sit there, and you're sitting there in the lights, and oh, you know what? I just realized I couldn't go on that show because I have a feeling those women will be wearing all kinds of perfume because they are, and in some perspectives, rightfully so, they're to date. So they want to put their best foot forward, and they want to act like they're on a date. And one thing they would do on a date is wear perfume. So they would actually, they would probably, I don't like that. I don't want to be near perfume. So they would probably, unless they were okay with me having my own pod, which is not going to happen. At least right now, I would probably need my own pod where no other woman uses that pod. And every guy who dates me goes to the either the adjoining pod, or maybe they can find a way to kind of trick people into being in some other pod and just connect the audio, because it's not like people are knocking on the door. It's just an audio connection. They're not talking through the wall. They're talking through speakers, I believe. So I think, hey, let us blind. Let me know. Hit me up. I think we can make that work. I think we can make that work. So, hmm, one moment, please. I will be right back. Okay, and we're back. This would not be a real watch party without actually watching the show. I am very impressed that I've been talking for 36 minutes without watching the show. I can't believe it. Oh, I actually surprised myself, to be honest. So, um, without further, um, let's call it adieu. Let's actually watch this show for a few minutes because I do have to go in like 30. Okay, starting to watch 1412. Okay, so I believe this guy that I'm watching, his name is Joey, and he's speaking with I've forgotten her name, but they're both very high energy people. They're both very like, huh, yeah, you, yeah, yep, yep. And I can be like that too, but oof, I don't know. Yeah, like I said before, his energy doesn't work for me. His energy is really cute. But yeah, it's just not my vibe, and it doesn't have to be. But it's really adorable to see them together and how they're agreeing, and hopefully it's authentic. Hopefully it's not just yeah, you, yeah, me, yeah, you, yeah, us, yeah. Hopefully they're really, really listening, really in tune and trying to understand each other. Now, oh, I paused at 14:27, by the way. Let's go ahead and update that. Oh, right here. Good. So, so the woman, again, sorry, I forget her name. She asked him about his family, and I talked about how I don't like that question. It's a fair question for sure, but for me, as someone who came from a dysfunctional family, what would my answer be? How do I continue getting to know someone when there's a high likelihood of them saying, no, thank you, like almost immediately because of my answer, because I'm not close with my mom and my dad, don't have any brothers or sisters, not close with anyone in my family at all. No cousin, no aunt, no uncle, nobody. No grandpa, no grandma, nobody. So, like I said, you could say, unfortunately, you could let them know. I think there's a way to answer this question, like tell me about your family or how close are you with your family. I believe there's a way to answer it where you can let the person who's asking the question know that you really value family, but that you unfortunately do not have a family with whom you can connect, or never had a family with whom you can connect, which is the case for me. So I would probably say something like, unfortunately, because this is bad news, and it is something that I'm sad about. Something that I wish was different in my life. Unfortunately, um, I come from a highly dysfunctional family, so they are no longer a part of my life. Uh, However, I see family as an extremely important part of life, and I look forward to having a loving family that includes mutual respect. I look forward to having a family that I can cherish, a family I can, in appropriate amount, spoil, especially when we're talking about children. I don't want any spoiled children, but I want children who have the best of everything. So I'd have to craft that a little bit better, but I would, going into a situation like this with my family background, with my family history, I would have to come prepared. You know when they say you gotta come correct, that's how I would have to come correct. I'd have to have a prepared answer that hopefully doesn't sound too rehearsed, but I'd have to really craft a good answer for something like that, and have just at least general notes on what I want to talk about. I want to say that I want a family. I cherish family. I don't just abandon family. I only do that when they're extremely dysfunctional and they're essentially like zombies. Okay, so let's keep watching. So 1427, let's go. And now we start our oatmeal. Mmm, the oatmeal's still watery. Okay, pausing. Pausing at 1507. Oh, oh 07. So this might be the guy that I'd heard about. He mentioned a dead sister. That's Joey. I believe he mentioned a dead sister. So he might be the guy who brings that up constantly. Um, yeah, that'd be tough to deal with. I wouldn't like that. Definitely tell me about it, please. I'm not saying don't tell me about a dead family member or somebody like that. But I don't want to hear about it in every conversation. So you've been warned, Joey. You've been warned. Oh, I pressed play. Pausing at 1552. Okay, we're doing better today. We're doing better. So we're moving forward. It's been like a minute and a half. I've been talking for 40 minutes, but we've watched a minute and a half of the show now. So that's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. Okay. So this is another woman who's talking about how she's exhausted by like the dating world. And what is her name? I should go back and get her name. One sec. Let me find her so I can actually talk about her properly. Her character. Talk about her character properly. Ah, there she is. Monica. Okay, she's Monica. So Monica is talking about how dating has been exhausting. She came to this experience and how she's doing something that's so different from her norm that she's hoping that it works out. And I can understand that. Um, whew, I don't know, man. It must be tough out there because these women are beautiful. It must be really tough out there. Um, in my opinion, I think they're gorgeous, well put together, well spoken. I mean, even a doctor that used to be a dancer and who looks like she's 20 something is on this experience. So, like, how tough is it out there? Is it that there's a different approach that they could have taken to find someone sooner? And I'm not trying to say that they're doing something wrong, but these women are so attractive, which is why they're on the show because they're so attractive. But why are people that are so attractive not grabbed up? Because some okay, I'm gonna be toxic. Sometimes I see people and I'm thinking, why are you? No, I'm not gonna say it. But what I am gonna say, I'll get canceled on my first day. I can't get canceled on my first day. I cannot get canceled on my first day. I refuse to be canceled on day one. It's gotta be at least no, never. I don't want to be canceled. So I'm not going to say that thought. And we don't have to share everything on our minds. But yeah, it must be harder there. And it's interesting because at 30 something, I mean, it seems like a young age to me. I could see 50 something, oh, I've been trying for years. But I guess by then it's maybe beyond ridiculous. I don't want to begin this. Let's go. Let's go. Continue. Okay, so Dave sucks. Dave, the Dave character, I'll say, the Dave character sucks. I can already see. I stopped at 1605. I can already see that he is asking women what's wrong with them. He said it to two women so far. We're probably going to see him say it to a bunch more. He's probably said it to all of them. But it seems like mm, it seems like in his mind he believes that there's something wrong with these women, and I know I was almost saying that myself, but it's not what I meant. Because these women are so attractive in like every way that the world looks for, but there are people out there getting married. It makes me wonder if there's something about their approach to dating that is preventing them from finding someone. But at the same time, it's not like everyone in the world is married and they're not. So like it's um really not my place to guess, but this is my place. This is my channel. So we're gonna guess. All right, 1605. Let's keep watching. Paused at 1615. I love how Tiara responded. She said, "What? What's wrong with you?" Like she threw it back in his face because he's there too. So why does there have to be something wrong with her? Why is there always something wrong with the women? What's wrong with him? So I would love to have heard his answer. I don't think he did. I'm sure he didn't answer well. Oops. Okay, I'm going back in. Uh oh. So, oh, I already forgot his name. Was it Michael? Oh, okay, I can find him. I just paused again at 1648. And this might be the last pause. We'll see. Because I need to talk about this gentleman character. Um, Bob, Brad. Oh, I think he's Brad. Let's see. Benji, Brad. Medical. Oh no, that's a dentist. Oh, it's not Brad. Medical something. Medical device. Is it David? This David? Oh, it's David. Oh, totally got that wrong. Okay. So David, David. Oh, I gotta be careful. My little spotlight. So David's the one who's asking people, "What's wrong with you?" Women, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" Which I already do not make love. And then, um, to the camera, like in a side interview, he's talking about how he's around Botox and fillers and whatnot. So he's got this idea of what women should look like, and it's been all about looks for him. That's a bad sign. So, note to self: if a guy says he does a medical something, for me, I'd want to find out more about what exactly he does. what exactly he sees, and if he talks to me about, oh well, yeah, I see a lot of butt lifts and blah 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 blah. I mean, she's looking at a lot of women that are probably looking pretty good, which in itself isn't the problem. Isn't a problem. I didn't say not the problem because there might not be a problem. So let's not start with the problem. A potential issue, potential problem with him being around women that have had fillers and breast augmentation and butt lifts is how he might be interacting with them. How they interact with him, that's on them. But how he interacts back, how he reacts to them, is potentially an issue. So if he's around women and they're super attractive, big this, big that, round, pretty, up, everything up and tight. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to be with someone who's around that all day. Um, mm, did any of you see? Mm, what is the name of that? Hairspray. Did you see Hairspray? Where the husband of the main character's mom, the main character's dad, so the girl who wants to go on the show, on the Corny Collins show and dance, her dad is like blind, and not blind literally, but he cannot tell when a woman's coming onto him. If my potential guy was like that, I wouldn't want him to be so blind because I'd want him to see it coming. Because I've heard of women like taking off their clothes and running after guys to get them. So I wouldn't want him to end up in that situation and not see it coming. So not quite like that, but if he's the kind of guy where he's just, faithful. And I mean, like in every way, like he's not even dreaming about being with these gorgeous women who are around him all the time. So if he's like that, even if he is the breast surgeon, even if he is the breast augmenter or the butt lift provider, then maybe we can make it work. But he would have a hard job convincing me. He would have a really hard job. That'd be difficult. I don't know if I believe him. I don't know if I would believe him. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna watch a little more. Okay, so it's talking to Lauren. Oh, what is wrong with him? She says she's 30. He said, oh, so you're no longer attractive. What the hell? That I really hope he doesn't match with anyone because he is obviously all about looks. And I think he needs to see the person he's dating. He needs to. I don't know why he went there. I don't know why these guys go there. If you're so into looks, why are you going on this show? Maybe, you know what, maybe they go on the show because they see that the women who end up on the show are so attractive that they want to get one of them. But dude, just go look, use your eyes and go find them. That's what you need. You can't, this is not the show for you, dude. Mm, mm. So something I don't like. Did I say her name's Lauren? Let me see. Let me find her. Dun, dun. Um, yes. Oh yeah, that's Lauren. Very attractive lady. Even better looking than in her photo. Um, so she says she kind of threatens, is this the first date that I should walk out on? And she does it's really smooth. Like she's keeping her tone light. So she did that perfectly. Like claps. Let me put down my I can't put down my board. Can you hear that? Yeah, I'm clapping for Lauren. Like good job, well done. Um, so she handled that well. But I think even better, oh, I don't think I finished my sentence. She threatened him by saying, "Is this the first date that I should walk that is this the first date that I should walk out on?" Hmm? So she kept the tone light, which is perfect. But I think she should have just walked out because what he just said was so rude. And then if you stay there after the man, after anybody says something like that that's so rude, you're just inviting more of it. You're just like imagine being in a relationship with this guy. You do the reveal. You're on your romantic week or 2 week long, however long it is, kind of vacation before you actually get married. He is going to tear you a new one emotionally and mentally. This guy has already shown you who he is in the first 2 seconds, and you're still sitting there. Girl, get up. You don't have to stay there. You don't have to put up with that behavior. That is an unacceptable joke. And I say either tear him a new one, meaning you give him a talking to immediately and make sure he apologizes profusely, or leave. Do not stay and have a conversation. You don't even know this guy. There are a bunch of other guys there. Absolutely not. And if she ends up in a relationship with him, I will be mad at her because he is not the guy for anyone. Mm-mm. Why are they still talking? I clicked play. Why are they still talking? Mm. He admits to being shallow. Shallow. He's saying that it hasn't worked for him in the past. Who really knows what kind of effort he's put into his previous relationship? We're still talking about, is it Michael? Oh, David. Oops. So who knows what kind of effort he's actually put in his previous relationships? And yeah, it sounds all nice, but dude, figure out your shallow crap before you go on the show. Don't show up shallow and hope that it'll change you. I think what's happening, and this reminds me of Clay from a previous season, maybe last season or the season before, where he admitted I'm not a good guy. Not that he did anything bad that I can recall, but I didn't really analyze the show. Um, but he said openly, I'm not a good guy. I'm, what was it? He said he needs therapy. Go and get your therapy and become a good guy before you come to me. The issue that some people are facing here is that they are looking for something outside of themselves to fix them. And I do that too, because I tell you, I've been waiting for like something to save me, something to help me, somebody please put me in the right direction in life. Like I understand, I get it. Um, but no, the reality is, um, when we are children, we've got parents that are supposed to help shape us. We've got teachers, even the community is often set up to um, help shape us, help us go in the right direction when we're getting older, when we're teenagers, even in our early 20s. We still get some help because like people understand you're still really young. Not everyone. This doesn't happen for everyone. This is why some people end up in really bad situations, and hurt and who knows what. But when we're younger, we get help. When we're fully grown adults looking for love, we need to take that responsibility. And I'm talking to myself too. Like, some areas of my life where I really need to get on top of some stuff. We need to we need to take care of ourselves. We need to figure out who we want to be, what we want to do, and then we need to go do it. That's just how it is. We might need help, but then we need to go get that help. But Love is Blind is a TV show. It is not meant to help you. It's meant to portray you as a certain character. It's meant to make money off of you. First and foremost, it's meant to make money off of you, and it's meant to potentially, honestly, it's meant to potentially force you into a relationship really, really quickly, and if possible, also humiliate you. So, so he's in the wrong place immediately. If I were, if I were sitting in the opposite pod from, dang it, what's his name, David? If I were sitting in the opposite pod from David, I would tell him, "Yoo, you're in the wrong place. You should be in a therapist's office because I'm not going to change you. It's not my responsibility. What do you bring to the table? You're still shallow. You're bringing shallowness, and I don't want that anywhere in my life. Not to say that I'm perfect and not shallow in any way, but I've already got my issues that I'm working through. We're all a work in progress, but he hasn't even taken a step to fix anything from what I hear so far, apart from coming on this show. Coming on this show and not being able to see who you're connecting with is not going to magically fix you. Just like I forget what Clay's issues were from the previous season, but they didn't get fixed. Coming on the show did not fix him. And yes, he was able to say some nice things to Andy later on, and he was like quoting the Bible and proposing, but that didn't fix anything. You need time. You need therapy, whether you work on yourself and just give yourself therapy, like give yourself your own CBT or whatever it is that you need, or you meet with a therapist online or you go to a therapist's office. You need to actively work on yourself before you try to connect with someone else. And one thing, I think this will be the last thing. I think we're ending at 1827 here because that's where I stopped. So this is the last thing because I've got to get ready for my next commitment. um, One thing that I would want to do if I, as Serafina Day, were going on Love is Blind. Yes, I've talked about wearing the baggy clothes. Yes, I've talked about like glowing up, if you will, if I ever get to do a reveal in the pods, or even if I don't, glowing up in a for the reunion, or for sometimes I don't know if it's every season, but at least sometimes they meet up, like Love is Blind cast, and any partners they're with or whoever, they all meet up sometime after the show's over, and I would come in all glowed up, ooh, looking fruity, looking schlexy, looking amazing. So oh shoot, what was my point? Oh, I love talking. I did not realize how much I love talking. Wow, this is amazing. So, um, oh yes, I would want to be all therapied up. I would want to have worked through things that I could easily identify in myself as red flags. I'd want to work through them, whether I read a book and kind of study along, or not just listen to an audiobook, but like work through activities with the help of an audiobook. Like work, it literally takes work, meditation, relaxing, like whatever it is that I would need, I would want to have done it before I go into an experience like this. And not just the things that are easily identifiable, I would want to have done even more work to dig at least a few layers deeper to get at the stuff that's not as easily identifiable, but still there, and like still maybe red flags, orange flags, yellow flags, I'd want to go in and dig and keep working on myself until I am a version of myself that I feel is really presentable and really, as they say, brings something to the table. And I understand, I know some people think, what I bring to the table is my beauty. I would want to bring to this is what I want to bring to the table: confidence, self assurance, self ooh, please make number one self respect. I would want to bring to the table self respect, confidence, self assurance, wisdom, logic. Oh, I might need to make logic like number two. Self respect and logic. Empathy, huge. Kindness. I'd say those are the main things. And then the extra, like the cherry on top, would be that I look good doing it. I look good doing it. So I think some people believe that all they have to do is bring beauty, nice clothes put together. They always moisturize. They look good. Maybe they made sure they don't have any cellulite, like whatever it is. For me, that is in addition to all of the inward stuff that's just so important for actually carrying a relationship and properly connecting with someone. If we only connect because you think that I look good and I think you look good, that is not a connection, because somebody's going to stop looking some way someday. And then what? So yeah, so those are my final thoughts. Sorry we didn't get further, but guess what, we're going to continue again very soon, possibly later today, like maybe this afternoon or maybe tomorrow. I will see you then. Mm, bye.